Hey guys, today we're going to be going over some reloading drills. So a lot of you may be familiar with these little red snap caps that you put inside of your pistol or your AR platform that allows you to do some basic reloading drills and everything else. But today we want to be going over something that's a little bit more high-tech, and specifically for the AR platforms by a company called Mantis. They came out with a product called the Blackbeard X. So we're going to take a quick look at what you need to do to get your AR platform set up to start using it. Alright, so to get this thing started, we are going to be using two separate rifles because we want to test something. This is something I haven't seen much of yet. This one is my regular everyday carry AR. This is what I typically take around with me, just regular, it's a Zev. And this one is, it's a LaRue upper, but we have a Franklin Armory binary trigger. So we're going to test to make sure that this system works on a binary system. Now, you may be asking, what comes in the box?
What's in the box?
Well, I'm glad that you asked. So in this box, we have this here, which replaces your bolt carrier group and your charging handle together. And this here, which goes inside of your magazine, well here, your mag well, and this is actually the battery. And you see this little tab that's right here, and there's a little blue light. So we're going to go over that in a little bit. This is actually a Bluetooth function that lets you hook it up to your phone, and they have a bunch of different drills and things that you can do with this system. So for a real quick rundown on how we do this, we take out this rear, put that in frame there, take that out this rear pin here, and we open this up. We're going to take our bolt carrier group, our charging handle out. We are going to put the Mantis Blackbeard one in. This will come down. Now that is set. So what ends up happening, you're going to hear something right here. When I do this, you're going to hear something. Hold on, watch. You hear that little click? So that's actually this thing. This is actually on now. This is good to use. And you hear that it resets the trigger every single time. So we'll go over some of that, but it is really that easy to get all this stuff put together. So I'm going to get this thing hooked up to the phone, and we're going to go over some other things. Something real quick that I wanted to go over though, I saw this in another video. I can't exactly remember what the guy was reviewing, but there are some set screws on here that are right inside of here. You can kind of see those inside the light. So those set screws, what that does is that actually sets up the laser so that you can get it properly bore sighted to your rifle that you're going to be using. And what happens is they give you this tiny little thing, right? Tiny little Allen wrench here. So if any of y'all have ever been to IKEA or anything else and you have a drawer that has about 5,000 of these things in there, a really neat idea that I saw someone do is, because this case, it's one of these, you know, it's got this kind of foam in here. What they do is they actually just get that and they poked a hole in the foam and they stick it in there. So that way that thing stays with the set, so you always have it, which I thought was a really neat idea, and you know, I thought I'd share that with y'all as well. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So I got this guy hooked up to the phone and the app, the Mantis X app. So what we are going to do now is we're going to start, let's go with the Mantis X benchmark. So it says here, goal benchmark to measure your precision and performance over time. Take 10 shots, focus on the precision. Drill is not timed. We're going to kind of be rushing through this just to make sure this video doesn't go too long. So I do have some targets that I have printed out from NSSF. You go ahead and put that guy down there. And essentially what we're going to do is we're just going to give it a quick little try. So one of the reasons that we wanted to set up in here inside of our living room essentially is, well, two reasons. One, my wife is out of town. I'm allowed to do this right now. And the second one being, we want to show that you can do this anywhere. This is the point of dry fire, right? You don't have to go to shooting range. You don't have to do any of those sorts of things. You can actually train inside of your house. So this thing is ready to go. We are I'm actually going to go ahead and just take this guy off real quick for the sake of the video. So, yeah, we'll just go here, middle targets, and see how this thing works. Also, I have that guy on. All right. So, you heard the Mantis thing makes a little noise, lets you know, hey, you're done shooting. And then we go through and we can take a quick look at what we have here. So I have an average score of 91.2, just kind of rushing through it. Yeah, most of the scores are high 80s, low 90s, but this is kind of where it gets really neat, is if I get over to where my average score is and I click on any of these, it gives you an idea of what you may be doing. So that by itself is actually really quite neat, where you can see, you know, on this one it says not enough trigger finger, and it gives you kind of some ways to fix it. So as far as a training tool, this is actually really, really neat. So here's another part that I thought was really kind of cool. So you can look at, here is my second shot, and now if I go to my third and I hit, so here's the second shot where I fired, third shot, and it shows you the travel of what you did specifically with your weapon to each one of these. So you see this first one was kind of all squiggly here, then it got a little bit, you see how we got this, and you have all of your different scores. So really kind of cool how they managed to do these sorts of things. Alright guys, so what we're going to try now is we are going to try the binary trigger. I'm sure some of y'all know what a binary trigger is. I'm sure most of you probably do. In case you don't, there is 3 separate modes. You have your safe, you have your semi, and then you have your binary mode, in which when the trigger gets pulled back, it fires, and when it comes forward, it fires again as a separate action of the trigger. So one of the things when people first get these, a lot of times they have issues with the timing and getting it just right, and they end up having some jamming issues and everything else. So we're going to see if maybe the Mantis can help us with that. So I have the Mantis is currently set up on the app for just open training, which means there's no specific number of shots or anything, because we're just going to kind of put some repetitions in. So let's give this a shot. Okay, that's your regular. Now we're going to go on binary. Oh yeah. Ooh, look at that speed. And it is keeping up. It is keeping up, which is really cool. So, to bring that up actually, so it keeps up well with the binary. You can kind of see where I rush the trigger a little bit on some of those, but it keeps up beautifully. So there you have it. It works on a binary system as well, and helps you kind of work on your trigger pulls on that, which is really neat. That is actually a really good point to bring up as well. Mantis has actually come out and said that they are pretty much guaranteeing that you're not going to be able to outshoot this trigger. That was, I guess, something some people were worried about, was would you be able to fan that trigger fast enough to where it couldn't keep up? Well, they have pretty much guaranteed that you can't, because they said that Jerry Michalik was not able to. And if you don't know who Jerry Michalik is, it's this guy right here.
Stand by.
So if that guy can't do it, I'm pretty sure you or me probably going to be in the same boat. Really cool product. Super happy about it. It's the Mantis Blackbeard X. Go and get one. Thanks for watching our video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. See you next time.